Yeah, woman. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest has been working since the age of 9 to make a name for herself in the fashion industry. Joining us for a look at her projects and all the wonderful things that she is doing. We welcome Kesi Gibson to the show. Yesy, Kesi. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
So you're from Jamaica?
I am from Jamaica.
What part?
Kingston, actually.
Oh, the big town of Kingston.
Have you been?
I have.
Did you like it there?
Kingston, Mandeville, Spanish Town.
Oh, look at you.
Montego Bay.
You've been all over.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your time there?
I really do. I love it out there. You know?
Awesome.
As soon as I get off, I get some coconut water. Well, you know.
You know all that stuff.
So tell us about this fashion thing that you got into at the age of 9.
Oh, so my company is called Q by Kesi. Q is spelled K-Y-U. It's a Japanese word for progress. And really it started because my mom was actually a fashion designer and artist in Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
so I started working with her at a very young age. As you mentioned, I grew up in Jamaica, so as you probably know, like aspiring to be a fashion designer wasn't something that was actually quite open to me as a career option. So I ended up actually going to regular college. I went to Mount Holyoke for undergrad. All the while I was still designing and working, through my artistic talents and studying. But, I took a major in economics and international relations and ended up working on Wall Street for 6 years.
All right.
And all the while still doing fashion on the side.
It was a serious journey, yeah.
Yeah. And then lately I just, at some point I decided that I wanted to kind of merge my life where I wasn't just doing impact on one side, fashion, and the other side, art and business, and everything is kind of like a different, person or personality, and kind of going between the two. So I kind of made
Well, a lot of it works hand in hand.
It works,
business and fashion.
it works
you have to really know how
perfectly
to do
hand
your
in
business.
hand, absolutely.
Yeah.
But in terms of a career choice, I had to actually decide, make a conscious decision to put it all together. And so that's kind of what I have
took the
endeavored
leap
to
of
do
faith.
with
You
Q.
left Wall Street.
I did. Thank you.
Hey, if this is your passion, this is your heart, this is what you're feeling, this is what you love.
Exactly.
Why not try the leap of faith? A lot of people say, no, I want the security, I get the benefits and everything, but
And the
the
preparation.
love and the passion has been calling you.
And preparation, because
Yeah.
I do think that, it's very difficult to start any business, especially because of the capital requirements. And so just as an entrepreneur, seeing kind of the business from the perspective of my parents, I had the opportunity to really understand what would be required while I was kind of doing the mainstream career. So I kind of knew ahead of time how I would need to position myself, especially because of what I endeavor to do. So my fashion company is not just a regular fashion company. We really emphasize ethical luxury. I source raw materials from 14 countries around the world, work with a lot of women.
Wait a minute, wait. You're gonna do this is a worldwide dream.
It is a
Tell us
worldwide
about it.
thing.
Explain it.
Yeah, so I mean,
Through Q.
through Q. So with my mom, kind of when she had her company, she was very focused on impact. And so I grew up really understanding how important it is to try to do something that has benefits for other people. And she worked significantly with artists and artisans around the world. And so, naturally, when I decided that I would actually have my fashion line, I wanted to incorporate a lot of that as well, because I knew some of the artists and artisans, generations of them that she had worked with. And so in my business, we actually do that. We emphasize that. So it's ethical luxury. So we really focus on the supply chain and working with women in different countries, working with artists in different countries, making sure that, whatever wages we pay, it's fair, that we can sustain in whatever ways we can their economic situations. And just try to give them a really good experience.
Right there.
That's fashionable too. Yeah.
That's it. That's what's
So,
I
so
like
that's
it.
the dream. That's the idea. To create something that's beautiful but also has impact.
I like it. I like it. So, who's your audience? Who buys your clothing?
That's an interesting question. So my audience, when I started, I launched in the U.S. I actually have a showroom in Soho down in Manhattan.
Down next to WBLS. Okay.
Yeah, and
By SOBs. close by?
Very close by. It's on Worcester Street, 76
Okay,
Worcester
yeah.
Street. And the idea is that, you know, we launched in New York thinking we were launching with the sweet spot, you know, 25 to 35-year-old.
That's the sweet spot.
The sweet spot for consumption for, you know, just ethical luxury in general. And the audience so far has been...
And for those who want to hang out in the sweet spot.
There you go, that too. But the audience has surprisingly been quite varied and have come from actually all over the world. You know, a lot of millennials consume our products, people who want to have affordable luxury items. So maybe, you know, they want a jacket, and instead of consuming the big name designer, they'll probably pay half the price and consume something of equal quality, great execution, really wonderful materials, but more affordable for their price point.
Michael Maxinabi would get a couple of jackets for the crew. You know, just talk to him after the show.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah. Do you bring the sleeves up like this, or do you roll them up? Or?
We can do both. So I was thinking about that. So nowadays, like
more,
the trend in suits, like the traditional one is obviously the traditional one, but a lot of men these days are folding the suits, they cuff
So
in
they
it.
just bring it up like this?
Yeah, but usually you'd have another color or something to pop on the inside when you fold it.
Pop the sleeve a little bit. Okay.
But that's definitely
I got you.
a new trend, something that's you may want to try lately. I like the colors and the details on the inside.
Yeah,
That's definitely awesome.
I had this custom made, but the pants were like too
Too short? Too snug?
No, I mean they're okay. They're snug around my legs.
Yeah, the
here.
skinny-
I mean, these are the skinny pants.
The skinny pants. That's
you have to get
to
used
be
to 'em.
expected.
But you know, if you got to be careful. But if I bend down, is this gonna pop?
Well,
or
you're not
what?
supposed to bend.
No.
So.
I
think
got it.
that's the
So when you're
idea, it's
sleeping
grace.
and tired, you put on a suit like this, and it keep you up straight, upright. Yeah. So that's
More
good.
or
So you've
less.
been doing this for a number of years because you started at age 9, and that worldwide vision you just told us about. And this is Fashion Week. What are you doing for Fashion Week? What's coming out?
It already started. I already
started.
did a presentation on the 7th, and we actually have, and I'm going to actually open this up to your viewers. I'm going to give you a passcode, so listen very carefully. BronxNet25. If you go to my website and you want to get something, if you put in BronxNet25, you'll actually get a surprise. That will happen after 5 o'clock today because I just decided that I will do that. So I'll have to have my tech person set it up. But BronxNet25, and that will have a nice surprise for you,
Well, but give
for
me
your
a hint.
audience.
Give me a hint. What's
It's just going to be a discount.
okay. No, you didn't hear that, right?
Right. And then I also have the showroom if anybody wanted to come by and you know, make an appointment to come in and
What's the
stop
address
by
to the
the showroom.
showroom?
76 Worcester Street.
76 Brewster.
Worcester. Worcester.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna
So-
be there starting on the 15th because I do have a couple of other things I have to attend to, but I'll personally be
You have
there
people working
on the
for you.
15th. Yeah, so it'd be better if they came when I'm there because I'd
Is
like
Mom
to
still
meet my
involved?
clients. She is, but to a lesser extent. She helps a lot with the supply chain logistics, travel, recruiting artists, but not so much on the like selling distribution side of things.
Well, listen, I love what you're
She's in charge.
doing. I love your
Thank you.
worldwide concept and everything.
Thank you.
I mean, helping others, I'm passionate about the same thing, you know, helping others. That's fashionable.
And I also want to shout out just like the artists that we
Yes.
work with. So in terms of like making stuff, we have this thing called the Invisible Hands of Fashion where we really focus on trying to get the people who are consuming to actually understand that this wasn't just me. Like I designed it and I selected everything and, you know, had a big influence on everything. But
that's nice.
without the other people who are working with me, I
Who
could
are they?
never have had my
Shout 'em
vision.
out.
So I do shout them out, the women and men who work for me. And then the artists who work on a day-to-day basis. I have my beautician here from Nayara Beauty. Her name is Rayan. She actually did my makeup today, for example. And
Well, you
it's
look beautiful. You did a
thank
great
you.
job. Yeah.
Thank you. So it's just nice to have like the people who you work with along the chain get recognized.
You're going
as
to come
well.
back and do a fashion show for us?
I would
someday?
love to.
Yeah, Mike.
I would love to.
Mike, hook her up. Let her do a fashion show here. And just
I
show
would
me
love
your stuff
to.
on
I'd
display and
be
everything.
thrilled. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Kesi Gibson, designer.
Thank you.
And you go to the website?
KYUBYKESI.com.
Say it again.
KYUBYKESI.com.
We love you, Kesi.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so
All
much for
right.
having me.
All right, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank our guests for joining us and you, our viewer, for tuning in and checking it all out. And if you missed any part of today's show, well, you can tune into the Recablecast that open at 5 and 10 p.m. where you can simply watch anytime at the bronxnet.org or catch an all-new episode Wednesday at 10 a.m. with our host, Darren Jaime. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day, and always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. And I'll see you or catch you on 107.5 WBLS tonight right after the Quiet Storm. Love you all. Peace. Thank you so much.